Okay, so we turned this thing around so fast, coming off the road trip. Thursday night games, they challenge you that way. Both teams are up against it to try to figure out how to get your game plan in order in a really accelerated fashion. We often don't think about what it is for the players to turn around and then have to come back and play. So it's a big challenge for everybody, but it's good reps for us. We need to do this. We're going to do it during the season, and so we've like I've told you, we're practicing Thursday night preparation. It's a little bit different because it's camp, but really the acceleration of the process is what we become aware of. We had a thing pop up with Drew yesterday. It just came out. As it happens, it came out of nowhere, and so obviously he'll miss this game. But he has a chance to be back, and he's got a 5-day window that he's got to take care of, and so it's just unfortunate that it was his turn to play the start. But we'll figure it out. And I'm fired up for Gino to go, and he had an excellent abbreviated week. He had a terrific type of this is a Friday type of day for us, and so he's ready to go. It'll also give Jake a chance to play a little bit more, obviously, and he'll get a good shot in the second half. And really, he deserves it, and he's practiced really well for us. So I'm anxious for him to get out there and play some football.
How's Drew feeling?
He was under the weather yesterday. He barely made it off the practice field. He was just dragging as it does. In that we were going to do post-practice work, and we said, no, let's get him out of here. So it hit him. He's had it before already. He's done all of the work to get prepped for it and all that, and just so happens that it got him again.
Did he report anything prior to practice starting? If all goes well with him, would he start against Dallas?
We'll have to wait and see. Let's see what happens. Don't need to make that decision yet.
Do you know anything more about Ken Walker?
I just checked for you. We don't have any updates. He's having a procedure done. This is not a sports hernia. It's not that. It's not what he's dealing with. That's something a little bit different, and we have a chance to get him back quickly. So.
What step of surgery you said?
It's a procedure. Yeah.
So it's not a sports hernia. What? Can you tell us what it is?
It was like when Heimlich woke up one night. He said, Gertrude, I've invented. Something like a procedure, It's a maneuver. Anyway.
So it's not a sports hernia? What is it?
I would tell you if I knew, okay? I don't know. The word that they threw at us, I don't know how. I can't say it.
Is it like core muscle related?
No, it is not. It's not a muscular thing. That sounded pretty official. Yeah, I've been around a long time. You think I could get a little more wired in than I am right now on the medicinal stuff. Matter of fact, I did. Yeah, anatomy and physiology as a graduate student. Got an A. I didn't get an A in college or in high school the whole time, but for whatever reason in graduate school I kicked butt.
You mentioned
kinesiology. I went through the whole thing. 108 bones.
Want to be in that first game. Is that something you're really concerned about coming out?
We were doing really good not talking about the serious stuff here, John, Sorry. Yeah, this is a big challenge for us to come back tackling wise. Yeah, we got to do way better than we did. And we were running around like we tried really hard. The effort was really good. That wasn't the part. It was just technically we were kind of crazed. And it was a lot of the young guys missed their stuff. So I'm counting on being much better.
With Walker, are you feeling like he's going to be back by?
I am.
You did get an A.
I did get an A. That's right.
How much of an improvement, or how much more could you see in this game compared to Saturday from any of those guys?
Let's hope we get off to a better start. Remember the way I look back at that game is our pups got introduced to the NFL right off the bat at corner, and they get 2 easy touchdowns on us. Unfortunately, one was 3rd and 13, and the other one I think it was 3rd down play there too, and neither one of those needed to happen. So let's see what happens. And this is a fired up club, got a new coach. They'll be all jacked up and all that, and trying to get on the road and show that they can do it here at Lumen, and we'll try to rock the house a little bit for them. But it'll be a good matchup. It's a good preseason matchup.
It's reasonable for those guys, right? Like, you'd like them to knock down every pass, make every play.
Yeah,
but what's reasonable?
That's reasonable if you do great, Honestly, as you watch, let's just talk about Kobe and Tariq. as you watch their game, as the game went on, they got better and better and better and more comfortable and more poised until Tariq got worn out a little bit because he played a ton, right in a row. But he did really well, and as we saw Kobe getting in the nickel spot and really zeroing in, he started to feel it too. So both those guys played really well once they got going. It was just a cruddy start for them.
About those guys, we've talked about the rookie tackles this week, Boye, just that class as a whole. How exciting is it to see them in these games?
Tariq had a really good game too. So across the board, they're doing well. We got to see Bo do some stuff. So they also got a chance to drop a ball too. And they did, and so we got through that. So. All of that took place kind of earlier in the game, and once we got settled in and those guys started to play, they played well and contributed well, obviously. And so it's a very encouraging first sign for us. And it just, as we all saw it, this draft really set right with us with what we needed to do, and we kept our fingers crossed that we might have it really hit it. First indications that we did, and so we got a long ways to go, but I'm really excited about the potential.
Coach Pete Carroll was back today.
Yeah, he's playing. He's good.
Is LJ Collier closer?
Yeah, he is. He's really close. We just think that this game came too fast. Maybe if it was on the weekend, he'd be all right. So we'll get him next week.
How is the competition going between Jake and Abe?
It's wide open. It's wide open right now. I think that Abe had a really good first game. He had a really good first game. It's a lot to ask a rook to go in there and to be on it as well as he did. He made a big statement that he's in the competition now. It's legit. Jake's really just he just knows his stuff. He's really sharp. He's tough, physical, makes great decisions and all that kind of stuff. And so he played solid too. The offensive line played really good in general. But for a first-time guy get in there and do his thing, I thought that was really good. Same for Charles, but maybe a little more impressed with how Abe did.
Did you need these reps on Thursday specifically to get time?
Man. He did need them. He did need them. This week is a screwed up week for a guy to get a bunch of turns and all that. And he worked with the ones yesterday and in prep for the game, and so that's really all he got. I would have liked to see that happen, throughout this little mini week. But we'll see what happens next week. We'll figure it out. But it was important, and that's where we're going to do extra work after practice with DK and with Locke and with this, and we just weren't able to do that. So we missed out on that opportunity.
Your was obviously pressing a lot of people in camp. A couple mistakes in the first game. How did he feel after that game?
Yeah, he was real clear about it. He felt like he was really nervous, and he was kind of rattled a little bit early on. And I mean, look, one after another, boom, they threw a hitch on him. Here comes another one, miss a tackle, and then they get him in the end zone. I mean, that all happened within about 5 minutes, So he put it behind him beautifully. He really did, and he played really aggressive in football and challenged everybody that he played against and did really well. So he felt like he got off to a lousy start and didn't feel comfortable until he got going, and then he settled in. So slowed down, and he felt good about it.
You mentioned that Jake could be some place in the second half.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of him this game?
Jake has done everything he can to take advantage of the opportunities. He has not got an equal amount of ops, so he knew that coming in, it was going to be structured like that. But he's shown really a tremendous attitude about learning this stuff. He's picked up everything, can do the running game, can make the checks and protections and all that kind of stuff. He's up to speed right now. He can throw the heck out of the football, and he's shown us that. He's got big plays in him, so I'm hoping that he can play a good, solid, consistent game and get off to a good start with us.
You said yesterday you want to see Tariq's interception on film. Was it as good as you were hoping?
Yeah, it was really a good play. It was a really good play. It came from the other side of the field. Actually was on DK. DK had to get out of the way of the throw that was going to the slot, and Tariq just kept on going and made a great snag of the football, and then did a really lousy job of protecting the ball so we could hoot and holler at him. The ball was all over the place as he was running around with it. But it was a very special play. I mean, it just one of those plays that shocks you because it happened, uncommonly and all that. So that's the kind of stuff that should happen. If you're making a move, if you're making your pitch, play should pop and show.
2011 is a long time ago, but do you, in a general sense, I know, long time ago.
In a general sense, do you see similarities
To this camp versus what that camp was in terms of there
rookies coming in and being able to contribute, some of the roster turnover you
11
have?
camps, 10 camps ago. Yeah, there was just the spitting image of what that camp was like. I have no idea. I can't remember that. I can't remember the camp. I really don't. I mean, it was, sorry, that's a bit of a blur.
That was the Richard KJ camp.
Great. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I got a recollection of the camp in that we got banged around a corner, and there was a time when Richard was breaking in. He was starting to do his stuff, and there was a chance to make a call like, hey, we could start him, and give him a shot. I think it was a little bit in the season. I went back to his camp reps, and I'm going to say it, and I'll let him be mad at me. His camp reps, his one-on-ones and stuff like that, it was pretty, it was up and down, and he didn't look great and all that. But he had already kind of won me over as a guy and as a competitor and all. And it wasn't the film that got him out there. It was really, the person and the way he attacked stuff. I'm sure I'm back in good graces now. And then, but that was the time, we were trying to uncover, talent, and we're trying to figure it out. And we had to take a shot at some guys and some, and so that was one of them, because he hadn't put together just a great looking resume on film to that point, but his attitude and his competitiveness was just, okay, let's go see what he can do, and shoot, the rest is history. He had a great freaking career and never looked back from that point. So there's somebody in this class in that sense. Here we go. I can connect the dots for you. There's a guy or two or maybe three guys in this class that are going to have similar opportunities. By the time this camp is over, they're going to work their way and they're going to find their way into the rotations, and their storyline will begin, and we'll see where it takes us. And with really high hopes. We've got a lot of really cool stuff going on. I said to you how fast we are. We're faster than we've ever been, and that shows up in numerous ways, and it could be a really good asset for us down the road.
Get Artie back next week?
Yes. Yeah, Artie looks pretty good right now. He's coming around, and he's really determined to get back next week. If he doesn't, then it's a big break, and he'll for certain make it back and be ready for the opener and all that. But I'd really like to get it done, and he wants to do the same.
What did you see out of Artie and Sydney before they had their little injury issues kind of building up to Porter camp?
Sydney's a guy. Sydney's such a smart football player, so savvy that he gives you a lot of confidence when he's out there. He knows what's going on. He knows the game, communicates well with what's happening and all, and so I feel very secure about his ability to play. Artie was really on it. He'd really kind of embraced the press stuff that we've been doing. He's got terrific speed. He can fly and got good instincts and all that kind of stuff. And we kind of we're whittling him down into our technique principles because he could be a real press corner. He's got that in him to be that guy. And so he was impressive. He was really battling and competing and all that. So it's really a shame he missed out, in these couple weeks.
Joel DeBlanco, what do you thought of him?
Shoot, man, he's made a good impression. He's made a good impression. There's an opportunity at linebacker, for somebody to work their way in and fit into the special teams unit. With Johnny not being up and going, this is an opportunity for him. He's going to get a lot of action this week. He's going to play a lot. So for the hometown, where's he from? He's from Aberdeen, yeah. Aberdeen, you got to show up. Be early. He's going to be out there. What am I talking to Aberdeen for? You think Aberdeen's listening? They ain't listening. They're doing their thing, out in the weather and having fun and all that summertime. Hey, Pete talked to us today. Jeez, he wants us to come to the game. Who would have said that? Anyway.
What do you need to see from Cade Johnson in his next two games?
Cade's making a move. He's making a move. We've seen it in the game, and we've seen it in practice. I'm fired up for him. He's made a lot. He's a very instinctive football player. He's a savvy football player, and sometimes he's not the biggest guy, the fastest guy. Sometimes it takes a little while to appreciate it, and he's making some noise. I'm really fired up for him.
How's Trey Brown?
I saw him running yesterday. It's controlled. He's not running full speed yet, he's making progress, and I don't know how he came back. I didn't find out today how he came back after yesterday's workout. That's always the important indicator. But he's on the ground running, and he's trying to get back.
Jordan Brooks, what way back?
He wants to go, and so still talking to him about that. again, this is such a great opportunity with the long week coming up, to get them back fully with no questions. We don't want to rush into these decisions if we don't have to, and so I'll find out after talking to them how much I have to.
Not playing your vets in the preseason last year, did you get like a full report after the year on how that went with maybe protecting guys from injury or anything?
Yeah, we had we did have some numbers. We had a pretty good camp last year, getting through it to the games. There's a really crucial time in the first week when a lot of stuff generally happens. The third and fourth practices are the ones that most of the issues have come up. Last year we made it through that better than we had in the past. This year we did even better, and so the format that we went through kept guys healthy for the most part. Our numbers were better than they've been. Yeah, so if you don't play, it's the games that guys get exposed, and so missing those games. But our numbers are still very nominal. We're in good shape in that regard.
How do you balance that within the rust of not playing your vet guys?
Really well, we've done a great job of that. Matter of fact, I'm glad you asked. How do we balance that with what?
Like the rust, like not playing DK or Tyler for all the games, or Jamal.
Yeah, I think DK's played in one preseason game since he's been here. I think, at least that's what he told me. Yeah, it depends. If we're able to capture the reps in practice and how it's going, and DK and Locke in particular have been in a bunch of matchups in the one-on-ones, running routes with their DBs, and the guys are they're competing, and so that's, as long as that's happening, along with the reps with the quarterback, the chemistry building is underway, and so that's always going to be a concern until I feel like maybe we got it nailed. And we've seen chemistry work for us over the years, and this is different. So we've got to, find the connection as fast as possible and hope that it works out quickly and well.
Did something happen to Aaron Donald?
Yes, in that he has a hammy. I think it's a hammy. Yeah, little hamstring deal. Yeah, and I talked to him this afternoon. He's dying to get out there and go, but he's questionable to make it.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Well, at least that was fun for me. I don't know.